Welcome to episode 19 of Cocktails with Kurt. Today's featured drink is the Sidecar, by request. So Kurt, is this a classic cocktail?
This is absolutely a classic cocktail.
So how did we miss it in our classic cocktail series?
Because there are crap tons of classic cocktails.
Okay. Actually, you know what? Before we get started, I do have to say that one of our viewers, listeners, has commented on the fact that your language has become saltier over time. And at first I thought, well, F that. This is for adults because it's alcohol. And then as I read further in the, the missive that relayed this information, it was with a positive spin. Like the person was happy that that was the case. So anyway, with that, all right, so the Sidecar.
Yes, there are a ton of classic cocktails that we haven't done just because there are hundreds of them out there.
All right, so we had a request to do the Sidecar.
Yeah, which we had never had, either one of us had ever had before.
That's true. So what's in this drink?
Well, typical to any classic. For one, there are all gobs of recipes out there. The one common denominator between all of the recipes is brandy, triple sec, or some sort of orange liqueur, and lemon. Some add bitters, some add simple syrup, but the core is brandy, orange liqueur, and lemon.
Okay, and so what are the brandy and orange liqueur that we have selected?
Okay, so the ones that we have selected is Hennessy V.S.O.P. Privilège, assuming I pronounced it at least reasonably, as the cognac, and Cointreau as the orange liqueur. Cointreau is commonly understood as a very high-end triple sec. So you can get the $5 bottle of Arrow triple sec, or you can use the Cointreau. We actually did some testing, and there's a big difference.
Yes. And viewers, we do that, so you don't have to.
Yes, indeed.
So I think we need to let our viewers know that we didn't actually make like 20 full-size versions of the Sidecar. Talk a little bit about how we do the testing without doing that.
So to do the testing, making it less inebriating in the process, basically instead of using ounces as measures, we use teaspoons as measures. So basically we're creating 1/6 size cocktails that Denise and I both share. So we don't get too much booze out of it, but you get the flavor. You don't get the chill and the dilution that's part of mixing the cocktail, but you do get the flavors.
And you can compare one from the next.
Yes.
And say this, we like this better, and we don't like this better.
We actually, for this one, compared 3 different orange liqueurs, and then once we picked the right orange liqueur, we compared 2 different cognacs.
And is it fair to say, for our more astute viewers, they know that we have many, many orange liqueurs on the shelf behind you, but we limited it to kind of a specific type of orange, didn't we not?
Yes. We tried the cheap orange, cheap triple sec. We tried the Cointreau, of course, and we tried also Grand Marnier, which is closer to Cointreau and triple sec than, say, the orange curacao or the dry curacao, which are a bit more bitter.
But before we kind of started the scientific version of our testing, we did try a couple of variations on the Sidecar that did have some of the other oranges, right? I remember one of the curacaos, I think.
One of them used, one version used orange curacao. One specifically said Cointreau. We were using a different cognac for the brandy.
And one even had a swanky sugar rim.
One even had a sugar rim. That apparently is debatable as to whether or not that is a requirement of the Sidecar or not. Our version is not going to use the sugar rim.
Okay, well, let's get the show on the road.
Okay. So it's served in coupes The proportions are very simple. So we are going to do 2 ounces of the cognac.
Let's talk for a second about what cognac is.
Cognac is brandy, and any fruit can be made into brandy, but cognac requires that it be made with grapes. I honestly don't know if it's also an appellation, so it needs to be made in a certain place. But the key thing for our purposes is that it is a grape brandy as opposed to cherry brandy or peach brandy.
I think cognac is limited to southwestern France. I'm
That's
not sure.
very possible.
Anyway, but so I bet
We
you.
haven't done that bit of research.
That's right. But I bet, I'm sure some people are wondering if this is made from grapes, how is it different from wine?
It is a distilled product, and how it's aged, and quite frankly, that's about all I know. So it's
a distilled product, so it's a spirit.
It is a spirit, yes.
Wine is not.
Correct. Half an ounce of Cointreau. And this bottle is getting low. And then half an ounce of fresh lemon.
We should point out that it looks like you're pouring that from a bottle. Well, in fact, you are pouring from a bottle, but you squeezed those lemons just today.
I squeezed these lemons today. We had quite a few that were not going to be suitable for the rind anymore, or a lemon twist, but the juice is still good. All right.
So that's it, just those 3 ingredients.
Just those 3 ingredients. That's the variation that we're using. So, as normal, since this uses lemon juice, it is a shaken drink.
Here comes our favorite sound, everyone.
Not necessarily the cat's favorite sounds, but oh well.
Who asked them? Penny doesn't seem to mind.
What?
Penny doesn't seem to mind.
Yeah, the advantage of being 18 and deaf. She doesn't care about too much anymore. Just for grins and giggles, just as a backstory, she used to really hate thunderstorms. We had big thunderstorms come through last night, and she couldn't care less. So that was nice, for her at least.
Yep. Looking good.
So this is the Sidecar.
Cheers. See you next time.
See you next time.